I'm so super excited about this side of the show. We got so much going on. But to kick things off, I want to tell you about a tech company that you haven't heard of. And it is pretty incredible because they're one of the biggest tech companies in Canada, under the radar completely in this country. They're based here, and they're hiring 50 people every 90 days. Full-on explosion. Louis Têtu is the chairman and chief executive officer, the CEO of Coveo. Hi, Louis. How you doing?
Hi, how are you, Elias?
Tell me, Coveo. I have no idea what you do, and I'm sure nobody listening. Well, not nobody. Some people know, but you're under the radar. But you're so big. So what's going on here with you?
We're well known. Well, we're well known internationally, obviously, because 96% of our sales and customers are from across the world. Yeah. What we do is essentially we provide some software using search technologies and analytics and artificial intelligence, and we're effectively the largest AI solutions tech company in the country, for sure, and the leading one in the U.S. And essentially what that platform does is for commerce, customer service, workplace applications, we effectively make every company like Amazon. We provide the search and the recommendations and personalization engines that basically create better digital experiences and more personalized.
So for someone who's listening to us, we'll go online and we'll go to, let's say, Google, and we'll do searches, and they're using this incredible back end of AI and all this technology to deliver us what we need at that moment.
That's right.
You do that basically internally at companies.
That's right. We do that for some of the large websites in the world like Dell.com, or we do that for software companies like Salesforce.com. We work with companies like Amex and some banks and et cetera. And we make their websites and their commerce properties and their customer service much more personalized, much more relevant, so that people can self-serve, people find what they need, they get recommendations that are personalized, by essentially using machine learning to detect their intent and data to understand their context.
Tons of employees here in Quebec, right?
We have, we're originally from Quebec City. Yeah. We have about 300 people here in Quebec City. We just built, helped rebuild the Windsor station here in Montreal, built for another 300 people here in Montreal. And we have employees in New York, San Francisco, and London, and we do some business in Australia, New Zealand as well.
Okay. What is the secret sauce about Quebec and Quebec City and Montreal that makes this a good spot to be in, right? There's so many tech companies that do Silicon Valley, you mentioned New York and that kind of stuff, but what's the secret sauce that's working here in Quebec?
There's an incredible amount of talent in Quebec, and our team in particular, we're not the only ones, but our team in particular has been working in the tech industry for 30 years. Me and my partners have helped build several companies, some of them public in the U.S. and et cetera. And there's an amazing amount of talent here in Quebec, and now there's the capital available to build those companies. So if you think about a city like Montreal, very attractive, cosmopolitan, a lot of diversity. So all the ingredients that create a creative environment and that allows us to be extremely competitive across the world.
Mm-hmm. And competition there's a lot of it.
There is a lot of it. There's a lot of competition, but again, we have an incredible personality, as a population and so on. I think that we can leverage in the international markets, and again the creativity to build competitive products and offerings that create value here.
Speaking with Louis Têtu, he's the CEO of Coveo, a tech company based here in Quebec that I think is going to get a lot more recognition in this country. I'm on, I just did a search for Coveo jobs. I just did that on Google. I went to Google, did that search, and I'm getting a text message about how you spell your company, Coveo, C-O-V-E-O. And I looked at the jobs because, sometimes I hear about these tech companies and I like to talk about how we're booming in Quebec and the hiring, that kind of stuff. But I know for a lot of people, they're like, all they want is like AI people and that kind of stuff. I can't work for a company like that. I'm looking at these jobs. This is not, you're hiring every in
Across
every
the board.
across the board.
Across the board. It's not just about AI people.
Yeah.
You need data scientists, but for every data scientist, you need obviously programmers, analysts, but then you need marketing people, you need finance people, you need HR people, operations, sales. So this is a complete equation. When you create a business, this is. I've been for a number of years a big advocate for building businesses here and not being subcontractors of international companies, which I believe doesn't create much shareholder value here. Is certainly not going to pay the next hospital or the next school.
Are you having trouble filling the roles?
Oh, we are. Well, we are, and we're not. Our former business, Têtu, became the #1 recruiting software in the world. So we sort of know the science of recruiting.
Not your first rodeo in that sense.
Not our first rodeo. But for sure, there's a lot of scarcity. Quebec alone lacks. We've been in full employment in digital for the past 10 years. It's very hard to hire digital talent. We actually have a shortage of about 30,000 talent.
Can I ask you to get political and tell me what you think about immigration policies? Do we when it comes to your business?
Well, I think we need three things. We need more education. To pour more investments and get people educated in the field and attract young people to professions in and around technology and more broadly, sales and so on, and the sector, the industry as a whole. I think number 2, yes, we do need immigration. Number 3, frankly, we need to stop giving away our people and paying our taxes to foreign companies to start to attract them here, to hire talent that is already scarce, that we don't need, that we need here in companies that create value here. So the idea of attracting Amazon here, the idea of continuing to pay billions of dollars to Ubisoft or others doesn't make sense.
But does it not create an environment where this is the place to be, and then people who are deciding where to go study, they know they should come here because they know there's tons of companies hiring?
This was true 25 years ago when actually this was an emerging industry and so on. As I said, for 10 years we've been in full employment. So if the businesses here are already lacking the necessary talent. I'm not just talking about the tech industry. I'm talking about digital transformation in general. Siemens needs to be as good as Amazon, and CAE and Bombardier and National Bank and Couche-Tard. And so what happens is you need talent to do that. So if you're already short, you don't want to. You especially don't want to pay foreign companies and export the value out of that talent and export all that enrich foreign shareholders, and fuel the shortage.
Do you get to, because you brought up like the Ubisofts and that kind of stuff, right? Do you get to, I know there's a heavily subsidized video game industry and
massively.
AI. Do you get to take advantage of those subsidies as well?
We get a different type of incentive that all companies get, which is a much lower rate of what we call research and development tax credits. Okay. The gaming industry gets multimedia tax credits, which have been around for 25 years, when Bernard Landry put them on.
I don't have much time. I got like 30 seconds here, but I'm going to ask you a whopper just to end off here. Artificial intelligence, AI.
Yeah.
This is a big part of your domain. For people who are listening to us, I think people don't know if they should be afraid of it. You hear some stuff by big tech leaders who say we should all be freaking out. Other people are like, no, this is a good thing. Where do you land on AI?
Well, it's both. It's just like technology in general. You can fear technology, but that creates a lot of opportunities. We used to program computers. AI finds the rules. We used to program the rules. AI finds the rules. And from that perspective, it creates a lot of opportunities to make our lives easier. But again, some people, when it's in the wrong hands, some people might use it, in the wrong way. And that's been true for 50 years for many other things and technologies.
Louis Têtu is the CEO of Coveo. Louis, thank you so much for coming in. A real pleasure. And I guess, at least there's a few more people now that know about your company.
That's right. Thank you,
and
Elias,
might be searching up the careers page.